again.
Okay.
Okay.
I better stop doing faces. Cool.
All right. So, do you guys have any question? What is Smita? Okay, it's just you and I.
Yeah,
So,
she should be. I think
at the moment, I can answer Luan's second question, and you can think of a question.
Yeah.
Or you have a question?
No, you answer that question first, and then that will lead into my question because I need to get my little.
Okay.
Right.
So, something is happening here with my computer. It's just that I'm waiting for it. I'm just gonna hide this in here. That's it, and then I'm gonna put this here. So the second question that Luan asked, and I believe she saw this from my stories on Instagram and the habits highlights that I have. The question is, if we drink, why is it drinking alcohol milk?
Yeah.
No, why is it drinking chocolate milk good after the workout? Is it the sugar level high? Isn't the sugar level high? So I'm gonna admit Smita. Hello, Smita.
Hello.
So we were just going through the second question that Luan asked on the chat, and she's asking, maybe she saw one of my stories on my post-workout drink, which is exactly what I have here, which is, and she asked, why is it having chocolate milk post-workout good? And she's concerned if the sugar is not too high. So any of you want to answer those questions?
So chocolate milk's good because, isn't it, you're getting the glycogen that you've lost from your workout back in, quite quickly or something like that. I don't know. I used to drink that after I did running as well. It's just a really good way to rehydrate the body. Replenish, that's the word, because it's got a good balance of like carbs and protein. No?
Yeah. So yes, that is the right answer. But if I want to give you a more elaborated one,
yes, please.
First, the chocolate milk that I use after training is not the normal milk because I'm lactose intolerant. It's Alpro soya milk. I know that soya is blamed for many bad things, but for 2 milliliters of chocolate soya milk that I drink a day, I don't think I will die, or I won't get any problem with my testosterone production. Oh, Luna.
Sorry, that turned on its own. Apologies. Don't want to say that. Sorry.
But okay, so the one I buy is the Alpro soya milk. And that one I find to have a really good macro split between carbs, protein, and fats. And yes, although it has high sugar, is not super high. And the reason why I'm not so concerned about the sugar content is because of the timing at which I'm having this milk. And the timing is right after training. And as Nicola explained, the idea to have something carby that is sugary after training is because it will start aiding or helping the recovery straight away after your training by replenishing the glycogen storage on the muscle. And that is for the type of training that we do. If you went on a run, the days that I go on a run, I don't do it. Today I wasn't meant to train. I was meant to train. I didn't train. I did Stairmaster, but because my heart rate was higher than what I would say a recovery cardio, I still had my meal because I know that when I do Stairmaster, I do it for 45 minutes, and that's quite high intensity. So I do still need to get my glycogen replenished. Now, the second reason why I take it after training is because we spoke before about me having problems with digestion, and I find out that since I have been eating the right calories for my body, Like before, when I didn't eat enough calories, I used to finish my training session and I could kill someone if I didn't have a piece of bread or something next to me, because I literally was gonna die. That is an indication that your pre-workout meal is not good enough, or your total energy intake of your day is not good enough, because you shouldn't be finishing a workout and feeling that way. Because when you're feeling that way is when your insulin or your sugar levels drop a lot, and then you need to get that insulin spike somehow, because otherwise you feel fainty or you feel like foggy as well, and that is
Mm.
not right. You shouldn't be feeling that way. I currently have enough carbs before, during, because I have an intra workout a carb drink, which is dextrin. It's like if you were having a Gatorade, but the Gatorade will have an impact on your insulin sensitivity. Dextrin is a kind of dextrose, which is a sugar, but the difference between dextrin and dextrose is that dextrose will impact your insulin, or it will fluctuate your glucose level in the blood. Dextrin, in the opposite, it doesn't. So it's an amazing intra-work carb that, if you want, I can send you the details. And what it does is just make, like, because I'm not having pre-workout or anything like that, it just keeps me going, and it gives me a really nice pump, because I like to have a pump. And I find out that most of the pump that I used to have in the past was because of the stuff that they put on the pre-workout. But now that I'm training 100% natural, I miss that pump. And this extreme, because it's pure carbs, it's like if you were eating Haribos in the gym. It just gives me a really nice pump and it keeps me going, which means that then I won't be able to eat until 1 hour, 1 hour and a half later, sometimes even 2 hours. So when I take my milk, I am kind of making that window a little bit shorter, the window in between the time my body train and the time my body is getting the glucose replenishment. And also because when I have my milk, I put the creatine in there. And it's been proven there are two ways of using creatine. One can be pre-workout, because some people feel that the creatine gives them the pump or the extra push, or just gives them better performance. It's proven that it gives you better performance. But in my case, because I like having a caffeine shot before training, and if I have caffeine, I will be kind of locking the effects of creatine. You shouldn't have creatine and caffeine together, because one blocks the other one. So you either get the effects of the caffeine or get the effects of the creatine. And so then I take it post-workout. And the creatine is better to have post-workout if you have something sweet with it. Is that clear, or I confused you in the last
Yeah.
video? Yeah.
No, no,
Yeah.
that's good.
By having something sweet right after training, again, depending on this, I'm going to explain it to her directly, because it's depending on the goal and depending on the levels of how lean you are. So not everyone can actually, or not everyone should use those after workout insulin spike. That's for when you reach certain amount of body fat level that you can actually do that. Otherwise, you need to get leaner before you think about replenishing your glycogen storage. Because if you're not lean enough, you have plenty of glycogen stored. Okay? All right. All right. Let's go. One more question each.
I had one actually. A lot of people I've been talking to lately have talked about getting that full body fat scan. What's that thing called? The
Don't buy into that shit.
Yeah, I just wondered what it is. What's the hoax about it? Why is everyone doing it?
It's just a machine, similar to the ones that you go to the GP. Have you not been in a GP or Tesco? No, not Tesco, Boots. And oh, is it? Are you talking about the one that they
The-
immerse you in the water, or just the full body scan?
So I'm trying to think of what the name is. It's like basically they will tell you where you hold the most muscle versus fat based on your scan. So for instance, if you hold all your fat in your legs or all your
Yeah.
fat in
Is that the
your
one where you lie down? Is it that one you're
yeah,
talking about?
that's
You
the
go in the
one. That's
machine.
the one.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called. It feels like an MRI scan, but it's not.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
yeah,
it seems
that's
like
quite
an MRI body. Yeah,
that is
scan.
quite accurate. I thought you were talking about the normal one that you go to the Boots and you can get your
No, it's
BMI.
quite expensive. This
Yeah,
costs like what, 150, 200 quid.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
would say, Smita, even then, don't waste your money. Why?
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't.
I send you actually to all of you. I sent you a podcast about it. I think it's because more and more people is talking about it nowadays. The people that I follow, the fitness people that I follow on my podcast, is people who actually knows the shit, and they say that obviously, like anything new, like all of this, even this Fitbit, I use it every day and I track my sleep and all of that, and I can think that this is real what's happening to me, but it's not
Yeah.
accurate, because there are many factors that can make that reading wrong.
Yeah.
And for example,
Yeah.
on that one, that
Get
podcast that I
scan.
was telling ladies in a specific, it
CAT
says
scan. Yeah, that's right.
how it's on the chat. I remember I sent it to you, and I tag Smita, and I tag someone else that is super obsessed with the scale. I think it was Jana, of the percentage of the scale, of
Yeah.
the
Ask the
flavor
question.
scale, all of that. Because this lady explains, and
Yeah.
she's really good at nutrition. She's one of the nutritionists of the many athletes in the States, and she explained that before you actually get that test done, there are many things that you need to be aware of, and you should have like a preparation before you can do that. Because small things
Mm.
such as, for example, drinking can give you a completely, like if you drunk the night before, it will give you a completely different reading than if you oh, not even that, because we spoke about drinking making you very shredded. But she explained how if you have a massive carb load, like let's say a load of carbs the night before you go to the scan, what's going to happen is that the carbs are going to go to your muscles, are going to fill up the muscles from water, which on the reading, the machine is going to think that all of that is muscle mass, and obviously it's going to shrink because your muscle mass seem to be bigger because you just have a big
Mm.
carb meal, then your fat percentage is going to be lower. But if instead
Yeah.
you have a meal high in fats, you're going to wake up flat as you're going to wake up really flat, which means that in the same reading, you are the same person, but on the same reading, your muscle mass is going to be way lower. But so it means that by default, your fat percentage is going to be higher. You understand what I'm saying? Or not really?
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So
Yeah, makes sense.
they, and even the lady there, and this I remember I told you once, but even the lady there, till now, till the day today, the most accurate, there are two accurate methods to use for body fat. One is the one that they submerge you in the water, but that's not the one that you're saying, because this one is even more expensive. And that what it does is that is based on the fact that when you are under the water, the fat should flow. Anyway, that one, and the old-fashioned calipers is the most accurate, and it doesn't matter if you have
Yeah.
the most expensive caliper, as long as you always use the same caliper. So because in reality you don't want to know what your number of fat is in here, you just want to see a linear progression of that number, hopefully dropping down. Okay, the number itself doesn't mean anything, and the
Yeah.
number, for
Yeah.
example, and this is something that the lady says on the podcast as well, the number that the reading that you get on calipers is very different to the reading that you get on the scale, is very different to the reading that you get with body circumferences. And so that will answer your question, Smita, as to why your body fat was lower when I was away in Colombia, when you started using your scale, because the two readings are using two different tools. And so yeah, that's why the discrepancy between the two of them. Okay, so
Thank you.
in short, nicely said, don't waste your money. Keep doing what you're doing. Your best way of measuring your progress is yourself, your
Yeah.
clothes, and how you see yourself in the mirror. I mean, not even that, because sometimes we get so used to see ourselves every day that we don't notice the
Yeah.
difference. Photo
Yeah.
and clothes and friends.
Yeah.
Whatever
Definitely.
friends tell you, if they're true friends of you, they will tell you, oh, you look a little bit chubby. or you say, you look amazing, you look way. I mean, I would appreciate a friend who tell me,
Yeah.
you look
They
Yeah,
say you
it's
look
enough
like,
healthy.
yeah,
yourself.
stop eating, you fat bastard.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I think that fat test became popular during the waves where people first started getting into the fasting 5-2 diet, because a
Yeah.
lot of men would go
Yeah,
and get
that's
that
the one.
scan done and
Exactly.
discover that they've got like a lot of like fat around their organs, which is where men tend to
Yeah.
have their fat anyway. But obviously, they also get that pot belly as well if it's, you know, they have too much fat. And then I think people just jumped on the bandwagon from there. So yeah, I know, like, having fat around your organs is the most dangerous place to have fat. So obviously we want to
That's called
maintain a healthy
visceral fat.
lifestyle. Yeah,
It's
visceral fat,
not the
that's it. For
subcutaneous
like,
fat.
you know, men to have. Sorry.
Yeah, but Smita,
Oh, I think
also
yeah.
maybe, now that I think, I don't know, I'm just speculating on this, but also I think the raise of awareness that obesity is killing more people that are getting COVID. Maybe it makes me think that maybe they just trying to get into the market that way and say, oh, do you want to see how fat you are? Come and check with us. Maybe, I don't know. Anytime there is a new
Yeah.
trend, there is a reason behind it. And the more I know about fitness, the more I understand when to take the new things that are coming in, and then when not to get myself
Yeah, I would, yeah, ignore
involved
it.
in
Sorry,
things.
I
Yeah.
yeah, I
So
tried to decline the call, but I declined you guys and answered the call. But,
Oh.
yeah, I would, I would, yeah, forget that. I mean, also, lots of, like, in women, we hold fat in different places. Like, my friend holds
Anyway.
it in her belly or some on their thighs, and it doesn't matter what you do. Like, you can't change that. That's your genetic
Yeah.
makeup,
Oh
you
no, I
know.
was
So
never gonna
I
do it.
wouldn't.
I was just kind of wondering what all the fuss was about. Frankly,
Yeah.
I'm not spending 200 quid to tell me what I already know.
You got a fat bum. Oh, thanks. Thanks. Yeah, you got
Yeah.
big thighs.
No, I'd
Thanks.
rather spend the
Thanks.
200 quid to get new equipment for my gym at home.
exactly,
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so then I can go
And
and
put more
plan my
equipment. Yeah.
CrossFit. Yeah, I agree on that.
yeah, a box, a freaking CrossFit box to
Yeah,
jump on is
with the box,
179
with
pounds. It's a
dumbbells.
joke.
What? Oh my
Yeah,
God.
if you go on Amazon, it's like 150 quid to get, you know, those green, yellow, red
Yeah,
boxes we have
yeah,
at gym box?
yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
170 quid. It's ridiculous. So I'm
Oh my
making one
God.
over the weekend.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah,
a
good
wood
shout.
one, like the
Yeah.
real CrossFit ones. They made of wood.
Yeah.
It's just that you need to be careful with your
Yeah.
shoes.
Yeah. If you fall, you're gonna
Because
Yeah.
break your
yeah,
shin.
I have marks on my shoes.
I I
Oh
know we
God.
said one question each, Nicola. Yeah, and I don't know if you had questions, but I had a cheeky question.
No, go on.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
yeah, go
go
for it.
ahead, go.
It wasn't like a question, it was more tips and tricks. So I think I'm at that point now where I train enough quite regularly. I'm trying to get better with my diet, as in with counting, not what I eat, because I eat well anyway. I
Yeah.
think where I'm struggling is pushing myself a little bit more. Yeah.
In the gym.
When I'm in the gym, because I've got everything set up. But like, do you guys do anything? So if I'm running a 5K, it's pushing myself mentally to run that extra 1K just to push myself a little bit more. Or if I'm lifting something and I know by rep 8 it gets hard, I know next week I need to push myself a little bit more. It's trying to, what do you guys do to give yourself that incentive to just push that little bit more? I do it, but I feel like I could push myself a lot more.
Okay, Nicola, you go.
That's my question, which is not a question.
Okay,
It's just like,
so what
it's
do I
just
do?
like, help me push myself.
I do a couple of things. I pick a good song, like a 3-minute, whatever the favorite song that you've got, and pump to that song. But I also try and work my pushing myself. I think pushing yourself for me is available. Like I can do it 3 weeks out of 4. Because 1 week I'm always like really low of energy. So the fact that I make it to the gym, I feel like I need a round of applause and an award because, you know, I made it out of the house. So I try and work on my push it on the, you know, in line with like my energy levels and my hormones, which sounds really nerdy, but you're going to get the best. I go for my hard pumps the weeks that I know I have the most energy within my body and, you know, work that way around. It's a bit weird, but that's just what I do. And then I just give myself that week of feeling with less energy, because it doesn't matter how hard I try and push myself, I'm always gonna be low of energy, like, you know, naturally or hormonally. So I just give myself that kindness for that session or that week or those couple of days, and then just, I don't know, work hard. Or I've got my favorite song, which is Neo, Let's Go, and that's
I love it.
song. Yeah, that's the song that I just do all my pumps to. Or Swedish House Mafia.
But yeah, so music definitely makes a big difference if you're trying to push yourself. But also something that I want to make clear in here, Smita, and it's good that Nicola is on this call when you're asking that question. With Nicola, we actually started the same way that I used to train everyone, which was changing the program every 4 weeks. But then after doing the mentorship that I did with M10, I learned that that was one of my biggest mistakes because I was so focused on keeping people entertained with training, so to avoid them feeling unmotivated or them thinking that I'm not doing my job because I'm keeping them longer on the program whatsoever. So I used to change the programs very often because I thought that was what it was meant to happen, to keep people entertained and people feel value for money for what they pay. So I was giving all the power to the program and I wasn't paying attention to many other factors that are actually more important. With Nicola, she was actually the one who gave me the feedback that she wanted to stay longer on the program because she is now very well synchronized with her period. So she knows that she has the first week of the program, that is the week in which she's just trying to figure out what the program is. Then the second week, she might improve a little bit. The third week, she will kill it. 4th week, she will be feeling weak whatsoever. So she might not even, I know her so well that when she's killing it, she leaves me an essay this big telling me how amazing the session was and blah, blah, blah. And when she's not in a mood, she'll just say, done. Boom. That's it. And then I know that that wasn't the week for Nicola. And now I know her really well. At the beginning, we had our a bit of like, no, what you say, no, what you say, no, what you say, you say this, you say that, because we didn't know each other. But now I get, you get to know people, and then you also learn as a coach to read between the lines, and I know how everyone is feeling depending on how they fill up the notes. So what I'm going with this, Smita, I don't think you are not pushing yourself enough. I actually think you're trying to push yourself too fast, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
You cannot expect, we are only on week 3 of your new program. So you cannot expect by week 3 of your new program to already have made a progress. With Nicola, look, with Nicola, we made a massive mindset shift. When she first came to me, she was terrified of hinging because many also doing any hinging movements, because many physios like chiropractics or people in the past told her that because she was lordotic and her body composition was not made for her to do any hinging movements. And then I
Yeah,
challenged
flip
myself.
spot.
This is where our she didn't
Those
like
are
it.
shit to begin with. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Then I challenge herself and I say, look, anyone can do anything if you want to. You just need to learn and trust yourself and go through the pain
Yeah.
and get stronger. Until now, Nicola is doing every hinging that you can imagine. She's doing good morning, single leg, those. She's doing everything, but she's
Yeah.
sticking to the program. So every month I call her and I say, okay, do you think we can progress more this program? And based on what the feedback she's saying, she says to me, yes, I want to continue the program. So every time she says that to me, I then look at the program and see how I can keep that program but still progress it, so she still pushes herself a little bit more every week, even though there is going to be 12 weeks on her doing the same program. So you are on week number 3. It's only normal that you might not feel like you are able to push as much now. And also,
Yeah.
in your case, you were someone who was used to train always with a personal trainer, or if you wasn't a personal trainer, then you had a training partner, or if you didn't have a training partner, then you joined a gym that it had group classes, no gym books. The other one.
Yeah.
So for you,
Yeah.
the social factor, it plays a massive role with
It is
training.
massive.
So what you're doing
Massive.
Yeah.
now, exactly, what you're doing now is learning how to train for yourself and by yourself, which is ideally, I mean, I know training should be, you should enjoy your training, and you should maybe use it as an opportunity to meet other people and interact with other people. But if you really look at me, and I guarantee Nicola is the same, when we are so focused on our training, I hate when people talks to me in the gym.
Yeah, you're going to see on the
But
video that I sent
with my
today, the
music,
man.
I'm in between
Yeah,
sets. Don't you get it? Like, you talk to me and
Yeah.
get
yeah,
me out of my
absolutely.
zone.
But
I'm here
but
on
but
my zone. Leave me alone.
but
Once
but
I finish,
but
then
I'm the same when I'm in, right? It's
Hmm.
just getting, yeah. So once I'm in, I don't want to see anyone, talk to anyone. I just
Yeah,
want to know
you're
that
in the
my
zone.
body is around. That's it.
Yeah. Well,
so
yeah, no, I think you're being too mean and like hard on yourself, because it's natural to go through phases where you're feeling a little bit more like energetic, or you have the ability to push. I
Yeah.
think you should just be, kind to yourself and allow yourself to, make sure you're doing all of your reps. Because how you'll feel next week is going to be different to how you're feeling today. Next week, you're going to be feeling like, oh my God, I smashed it. And, sending us all the bicep pump pictures and stuff. I just think it's that little cycle that you just have to be careful not
Yeah.
to
I
let
need to
that
stop
negative voice.
obsessing with what's on my watch as
Yeah,
well. I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, oh my God, last week I did the same workout and I burned 400.
no,
Why am
no,
I
Anita, how many times I
82%?
told you, no,
Yeah.
don't look at the calories. Don't look at the calories. These devices, they don't have the power or the knowledge
Yeah.
yet to know precisely how many calories you burn. Just use
Yeah,
it for your heart rate, use it for your sleep, use it for your step counts, but that is it. Don't be obsessed about calories, because I'm not asking how many calories you burn. All I'm
Yeah.
asking you from the reading is so I can see how much time you're spending on between heart rates, because with you, and specific with you, I don't want you to be with the heart rate too high for too long, because you are already very stressed with work. Okay, so
Yeah.
with you, that is
Yeah.
something that is very stressed with work. We want to have the heart rate more of a medium zone, not in a high zone. Okay, so
Got it.
what I will
mm,
suggest to start doing like a week to week, question yourself, how are you, so
yeah,
wait until your period comes. when your period comes this
It's here.
okay, so that's why you're feeling like shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's here. I came on today.
So when did your period arrive?
Today.
Today, 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Okay, today. So
while I was training. Yeah.
today you should be now starting to feel better. But just, I mean, it depends. I feel better the day it arrived. Yeah, but everyone is different. So
Yeah, for me,
Exactly. I'm the same.
Yeah, the next day for me.
Yeah.
No, I feel
Same.
better like the next day. So the next day when I've started my period and I feel happier, more energy.
Yeah.
Then I feel like that's the days when I'm like, Stella, let's add on more weight. Yeah, I'm so strong.
Let's add
I'm with Stella in that first day. I'm like, yeah, it's not so bad, you know. And
so
then
what
day
I'm gonna
2, I
advise you
just
to
want
do-
a Ben and Jerry's.
No, what I will advise you to do, that is food related, and that is also have to do with the period. But what I will advise you to do, I will advise you to synchronize, to find that kind of harmony that Nicola and myself have found with our bodies. So I am also expecting my period anytime soon, and this week I feel awful. I feel weak. I feel like I have a headache. I cannot lift as heavy as I was last week. But then I know that my period is about to come, so I don't give myself a hard time. I just get the job done, get my set done. I do what I can do. If I have to drop the weight, I drop the weight. I'm not asking you. I'm not asking you to, Smita, why didn't you lift the same as last week? I'm not doing that. So if I'm not doing that, and I'm your coach, don't give yourself a hard time, because I'm not asking you to have a report. The only reason why you have to write down the numbers in there is because I need to have some sort of kind of metric as to how much you lift, and for you to remember your own lift numbers. But even then, I'm trying to go away from the number base and go more to the something that is called RPE, which is the rate of perceived exhaustion, which is basically on the day your RPE should be 8, which means that based on how you feel that day, you give yourself what number 8 is for you. Okay, but that will be something more advanced. Someone with Nicola, like Nicola, I can start implementing that on her instead of focusing. Okay, this week I still write a lot. Let's go over 60. But that was just an indication, because I dropped the weight, the repetitions. It means that we should increase the weight. But again, it's not a norm. If there is a day that I was telling you, Nicola, not lower than 60, but 30 is feeling like 100, then you are your own boss, because you are there lifting. I'm not there with you, and I much rather you to step back, do your sets, make them count, as opposed of just forcing a number for the sake of saying that you did that number and then getting an injury out of it. Okay?
Yeah, because even I think like what Stella's saying is right, and you just have to be kind to yourself and try and work out your peak times of energy and low energy and work that way. Because last week I would do my squats 60 kgs, and last week I did 50 the week before my period, because I was tired, but that 50 felt like 100, and I dropped the weight because I knew I couldn't manage it. I felt exhausted, but for me, like, I felt shit about myself, and I'm like, oh, you're such a loser. But then I give myself credit for actually doing the workout. I could have made up any excuse not to go because I'm tired, my back aches, blah blah blah, but I did it. So then you've got to give yourself these small wins where it's we're not always going to be 100% every day. We're not made like that. If we did, we'd all expire quite quickly. Like, I'm trying to live into my 80s at least, so we've got to give ourselves a break. So I think
awesome.
just try and do what Stella said.
I'll try. Ladies, I have to drop. Thank you so much.
I literally have like 5 minutes. 5 minutes left on this call. Nick, a question.
Yeah, I can't remember my old question, because because I think it was related to around some food, but I was thinking about this is going to sound really weird, but feet and feet position and like flat feet, low arches, and that sort of stuff is what I would be interested in talking about, because I've obviously, Stella knows I've got quite flat feet, so I feel like that obviously impacts certain things that I do or movements that I do or restricts them, and I just wondered if anybody else had the same issue in the group.
This is a
Yeah.
quite lengthy topic, and I literally have 5
Yeah.
minutes. I am gonna get back to you in the group with that question, okay? Yeah, because I do have a lot of knowledge about it, because Mateo has the flattest feet on earth. He has like elephant feet. They big and they super flat, and there are a few things that we can do about it, or you should know about. So I will reply to that question on the group. And one advice I can give you is to get yourself Bibo barefoot.
Oh yeah, I've got a pair. Yeah, I've
And
got a pair of those
literally,
as well.
those should be your trainers for training. You shouldn't train with anything that is. I know you told me that you feel better if it has a little bit of sole or anything, but you need to learn to lift with the way your feet are made. I the opposite.
Yeah.
I have a massive arch, and now that I am training with the Bibo barefoot, because before that arch was compensated with the sole of the shoe, so then I was more stable on the floor. Now that I'm using Bibo barefoot, my feet are super unstable, my ankles are super unstable, but now is my body is having to work on that, and now I have my calves are in pain every single day because of how much my ankles are having to work to give me the stability that my
Yeah.
are not used to do, because I was wearing the wrong shoes. So I will dig deeper into your answer, and I hope you don't mind. It's just that I know Smita has to go. I also have to go.
Yeah.
I I just had one thing, Stella. Remember, I have flat feet as well. So one thing
Okay.
Stella did with me was
Yeah.
start barefoot, no shoes
Yeah.
at all
Yeah. I
for
do that
lifting.
sometimes.
And
Yeah.
then basically I moved to Metcons, which sorted my entire life out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cons are also good.
Um,
But Smita, your new thing, Bibo. Trust
you
me.
what?
Bibo barefoots. I'm gonna send you the link,
Yeah.
and I
Cool.
tell you what they are. This is the next thing. You will love it.
Perfect.
All right, my love.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
This
you.
was so
Thanks a lot,
nice. I
ladies.
feel so much better. Thank you.
Oh,
No, you're welcome.
Thank you, ladies. Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Bye. See ya.
Bye.